Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. Next up for you today we're going to be taking a look at some vintage collection figures. The wave that I'm about to show you has been on store shelves for quite a while now, but due to the fact that I've been so busy as of late, I haven't had a chance to review any of them. So I'm going to hopefully catch up with this wave first and then get on to some of the more newer products that Hasbro have released recently. So, without further ado, the first figure that I'm going to give you a look at today is from the Vintage Collection Wave 2, which, as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, is the wave that focuses on Revenge of the Sith. It's a decent wave for the most part, but there are a few figures in it that could have been a little bit better, or maybe even replaced with something else altogether, but as I said, for the most part, a pretty solid wave. The figure I'm going to show you first is this guy. This is the Clone Trooper. As you can see, it's just a standard white, unranked, I'm assuming, Clone Trooper, just a standard soldier. He is a new sculpt for the most part, and he's a lot different to the already available Saga Legends Clone Trooper that is currently available in stores. So I'll get on to some of the differences between this figure and the standard Saga Legends figure in just a moment. First up, we're going to take a look at the packaging that this guy comes in. Now, as you can see, I've got one still on the card here. This is something that I've started doing with a lot of the vintage collection figures due to the fact that I absolutely love the vintage collection card backs. And to me, to get figures from films that I've grown up with, such as the prequels and such as my favourite characters like the clones, to get those on vintage card backs, because I believe, in my opinion anyway, the vintage card backs just define Star Wars collecting. If I had my own way, all Clone Wars and Star Wars figures would be available on vintage card backs, because I just think they look so awesome. So that's the primary reason behind me keeping a lot of these figures carded, and I'll be showing you a lot more in some future reviews. But there's the front of the packaging anyway. And then on the back you've got the original release of the Clone Trooper from 2005, as well as a brief description and the rest of the wave pictured along the bottom. Now, one of the things that I've actually done with a lot of these vintage carded figures is the ones that I've decided to keep carded, I've purchased several of these, which, as I'm sure some of you are aware, are known as star cases, and they're made by a company called Protech. Now, I've scoured all over eBay looking for some of these and haven't been able to find them, and thankfully one of my trusty online retailers, staractionfigures.co.uk, sell these in packs of 5 for a very reasonable price. So if you buy a bulk of vintage collection figures that you want to keep carded, then your best opportunity to keep these in pristine condition is to buy a pack of star cases, because they just look so cool with the figure inside them. So there's a bit of information for you. I did buy most of my vintage collection figures from staractionfigures.co.uk, and due to the fact that this range is only exclusive to Toys R Us in the UK, that online retailer in particular orders these from abroad, which does explain the mail away Boba Fett sticker on the front of the packaging. So there we go, that is the packaging that the Clone Trooper comes in. I'm going to give you a look at the figure now. For the most part, I actually prefer this figure to the standard Saga Legends Clone Trooper. In my opinion, there's a lot more going on with this figure in terms of posability and accessories and stuff. The first one, for example, is the removable helmet, which I absolutely love on Clone Trooper figures. As you can see, he's got the generic Clone Trooper head sculpt underneath. So nothing too fancy, but still very cool nonetheless. You've also got a DC-15S carbine pistol included with this figure, which unfortunately is the less superior version. I'm not entirely keen on this one. I much prefer the DC-15S carbines that were released with the Evolution packs and other figures, which are a lot more detailed. You've got the stock actually sculpted on as a separate piece. You've also got the targeting reticle, is it, or something like that, on the end there, and they just look so much better than the one that is actually included. Sculpt wise, this figure uses the sculpt from the 327th Star Corps Clone Trooper that was released with the Gelagrub Patrol Battle Pack in the Legacy Collection. Obviously this time around there's no Kamer, no shoulder pauldron, and there's no Legion markings on the clone trooper's armour. It's just a plain white figure. Articulation is superb, really can't fault that at all. He's got a ball jointed neck, ball hinged shoulders and elbows, swivel wrists, a ball jointed torso, ball hinged hips, so he can do the splits, and he also has ball hinged knees and ball hinged ankles, so ultra posable, sorry, not ultra superposable, that's just going a little bit overboard. So yeah, fantastic figure. The only real problem that I've got with it is the fact that the helmet has been painted incorrectly. As you can see on the top of the helmet, just above the visor, the black strip is missing, and also on the cheeks, just at the side there, there's no blue lines, which I'm sure you can see on the image on the card he's got on his cheeks there. They're actually missing from this figure, but Hasbro have released a running variant of this guy where you can get him with the black stripe and the blue stripes on his cheeks as well. Although I haven't actually found that at retail yet, but if I do I'll probably end up picking it up. So there we go, that is the Clone Trooper from the Vintage Collection Wave 2, and I'll be back with some more figures from this wave very soon. Until then, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.